Alright YouTube, I'm back with another video, this time about crafting. So in Elder Scrolls Online there are 6 crafting professions that you can choose from, and unlike other MMOs, you can do all of them at once. You can do every single crafting profession. You don't have to pick just 2 like in World of Warcraft. So we got alchemy, blacksmithing, clothing, enchanting, provisioning, and woodworking. So, in alchemy, you're going to be making potions, very profitable. Blacksmithing, making armor and weapons. Clothing, making cloth armor and leather armor. Enchanting, making runes to enchant your weapons with like fire damage. Provisioning is cooking, and woodworking allows you to make shields, bows, and staves. So, like your class abilities and your class skill lines, your crafting also has skill lines. So, for example, provisioning, I have put 4 points into recipe quality, so I can craft legendary recipes. You have recipe improvement, things that increase the duration, lets you make more servings for the same amount of materials, and then hireling. So hirelings are basically non-player characters that whenever you are offline for 12 hours, they'll send you stuff in the mail. So my hireling gave me 20 garlic and 20 melons. And they'll send you stuff every 12 hours if you have hireling 3. The time gets longer the less points you have in hireling. You can get a hireling in every craft. And there are certain crafts like blacksmithing, clothing, and woodworking that have item improvement items. So they'll let you change the color of your item from a green, which is like a common, to a blue, which is a rare, and it makes it more valuable and do more damage or protect you more. So the best way to level these up, the best way to level blacksmithing and clothing and woodworking is by disassembling items. Enchanting just takes forever because you're destroying runes and just crafting. It takes the longest. Provisioning, you level up fastest by making food. You want to make the highest level food that you can with your skill. Alchemy, what you want to do, there are certain potions that, or certain reagents that you put into potions that are worth more money. So naturally, when you want to level, you do not want to use those expensive ingredients. So just pick the crappiest, most inexpensive ingredients and make potions with those. And just spam them over and over again. Metalworking, blacksmithing, and clothing and woodworking, just disassemble. So I'm going to go over to the blacksmithing station here. And here you can deconstruct. If I were to hit E, and then R deconstruct, it would give me some materials. But I don't want to. I have a add-on that tells me it has a trait you can research. So it says here for a bone hammer, it has defending. So if you go over here to research, you can research these traits. But let's say the bone hammer. So you have to destroy the item that you have the trait on. And this is going to take 22 hours to research, so I'll do that. The reason you want to do these is once you research X amount of traits, you can craft around the world there are crafting benches that give you special traits. And in order to craft there, you have to have, like, let's say you need 4 traits researched. So if you want to make let's say a dagger, you need 4 of these researched to make a dagger of that type. Okay. Same thing goes for armor. And you can research in clothing, leatherworking, and woodworking. It's the same thing over here. You can research stuff. Research well fitted or training. Let's see. Research this. And you want to get started on this as soon as possible because it is going to take forever. I think like the last trait takes upwards of like a month to research. So you want to get them done when start at a low level because there's no level requirement to start disassembling things. So that was woodworking and clothing and blacksmithing are all very similar in how they level up and research wise. Another thing to look at is how you actually make stuff. So you can refine resources. So let's say you want to make a bow. So I only have maple. So the more, see the level here, the more maple I put in, the higher level it goes. These down here may change the style. So I only have 3 styles, and I have the Hollow Jack Halloween special one. So you have to have a style material, and then you don't have to include a trait. But if I were to use, since I've researched power for the Inferno staff, I can put in this gem, and it'll give it powered. So that's how that works. You can deconstruct, improve items. If I wanted to improve this bow, I would need the mastic, and it has a 20% chance. The more mastic I put in, the more chance it is. You don't want to ever do it really unless, like, if it's less than 100, especially with your good items, because if you fail to improve it, the item will be destroyed, and you're going to be very upset. Lastly, or the last thing I'm going to show you is alchemy. The way alchemy works is you pick a water. So let's say you want to just make a level 3 potion. Then you have to pick items that have similar effects. So this is going to be restore magicka potion. Since both of these have magicka, you need to have at least 2 shared effects. But I'm not going to actually make it because those are worth money. So you're just going to want to use, like I said, use the worthless ingredients that aren't really used for anything. I guess one more. We have enchanting. Enchanting table. You have 4 different types of runes you need to include. You can extract, and then these are you can craft some. Most professions allow you to craft some kind of furniture for the housing system. But that's basically it for crafting. You can either buy materials like maple and iron from trade vendors or from guild traders, but that's expensive. Your best bet is to go out and find them in the world. So let's see. Here's a rune. So the quality of the item you get is always equal to your skill. So I'm going to be getting really low level runes just because my enchanting is really low. But that wraps it up for this video. I'm going to come back with another video sometime next week.